Hey everybody, it is Liz with Liz Art Finds, and oh my gosh, I cannot wait to show you everything I found this week. I think this was my best week of thrifting ever. It was crazy, and it's not so much like the amount of things, but like the quality of the things. I'm going to start with this, spent about $61, and it was $61.03, and I think this will be 6.5x. I mean, some of these things are really great and some of them might make $10 or so. But I think that very conservatively, we're looking at least $400 in value, probably more, but I like to be conservative in my estimates. And down the road, once all the things sell, I will come back around and share. Speaking of that, crazy week of solds as well. I don't know if it's just the fact that it's spring, but I sold a lot this past week, and I didn't print all that out. I'm going to put that on my Facebook, in my Facebook group. I will list every Sunday. I list out all the things that sold the week before and show you pictures of them and what the profit was on each one. So definitely check it out over there. So for today, on Thursday night, I went out and I got some good stuff. I got better stuff Friday night, but I'm going to show you the good stuff from Thursday. So let's get started. Okay, the least exciting thing of all the things. It's all good. Giant mug. I spent $2.99. They sell 15 to 18 every day. This guy sells really well. So they're like, $15.99, $14.99, $16.99, et cetera, et cetera. But people like big mugs. And this is happy and it's all good. That's, it's kind of universal. So I picked that one up. Excited about that. Okay, then I saw some Pyrex on the shelf. Now, not everybody picks up Pyrex. It's not a lot of value unless it's one of the really, really good ones. There were 3 bowls. The second one was in terrible shape. It had been run through the dishwasher a bunch of times. The little one's in really good shape. The bigger one is in so-so shape. It's got a few little marks on one side here. The pattern is Verde, V-E-R-D-E for green. It's the mixing bowl set. I think the little one is around 15 to 18. The bigger one is around 18 to 25. But in this condition, I think 15 to 18 on this one as well. I spent $2.99 on this. I spent $4.99 on this. So I think it was a decent pickup. I'm always excited to see Pyrex. It makes me happy. So those should do okay. I'm going to show you one thing that I love that doesn't have really high value. Then I'm going to show you my 2 highest value things for what I picked up on that night. So, although this is the most beautiful piece of glass, this is Krasno, Poland. It's a bubble vase. It's got a bubble in its base. It's meant to. And the bubble comes through in the center. It's just stunning. This is mid-century modern. These came in a bunch of colors. I actually have one that I got at an auction a while ago as part of a lot, probably a year or 2 ago when I was doing auctions. I have the smoky one. And I just love this color, right? So they had this for $2.99, right? So kind of blow your mind. Had to rescue it from the store. There are no chips or cracks. There's no imperfections. This thing is as perfect as they come. The sad news is there's not a lot of resale value in Krasno, Poland, at least in this particular design with the taper going this way. When the taper goes this way, they seem to sell really well. For some reason, when the taper goes this way, there's a lot listed and very few, if any, sold. I think maybe 1 sold. So I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do with this. I am envisioning, like, on a windowsill, a few of these in the different colors. They're just stunning. It's a thick glass. It's a beautiful glass. This may end up waiting till I do live sales. I think it'll do better there than it will on eBay. I may put it up on eBay, and then if it doesn't sell, when I do live sales, take it down and run it there. All right, so now a couple of really good things. So if you see these, This is a bolo. Be on the lookout. Doesn't look like much. This is a mirror. It's kind of wooden and carved, and it says at the bottom, "Seize the day, relish the night." It's kind of meh script, you know. It looks like someone was just learning to do what they were doing. It is a company called Sticks. Now, they started in 1992. They are now a huge furniture brand. I remember when I was younger, probably around 1996, and they were in galleries everywhere. So they had mirrors, they had tables, they had Lazy Susans, they had furniture, just coasters, like all kinds of things. And they were in galleries even back then. And this particular one, so the person that started, I have it printed out, but I think it's upstairs. Sarah Grant, I think, is the one that started Sticks in 1992. The company now has, I don't know, a bunch of employees. I'm thinking, because of the way this is signed in the back, and it says JL, I'm thinking that was not one of Sarah's herself. I'm also thinking that just because of there's some imperfection in some of the lines, but it is part of their company. It was one of her artists. This was 1996, and I think it will do really well. So the stick stuff, the prices are all over the place because she has large furniture pieces as well. So if you look at the large mirrors, they're in, 400, 700, solds, like really expensive. On this size, I'm thinking, let me see what I wrote down here, 45 to 60 on this. I paid $3.99 for it. Things around this size in this condition, I mean, it's in excellent condition. They're selling 50-ish. Surprisingly. So I think this is a really cool find. So be on the lookout. It'll say copyright Sticks. She's got a lot of different, through the years, they've changed what their logo looks like, but it's Sticks, S-T-I-C-K-S, by Sarah Grant. And yeah, so be on the lookout for those. I kind of lucked into it. I saw it. I thought it reminded me of the furniture stuff I saw back in the day. And so I looked it up on the spot, and I picked it up because I was excited. So then the last thing I found, which was the pièce de résistance for that little trip, I found this teapot. So it's got a dragon on this side. It's got bunnies on this side, which seems really random. I mean, they don't seem like they go together, at least not in my head. So, and then the top has some marks on it. I actually, I should send those in and ask to get those translated as well. So it is, it's got a mark at the bottom. It's got the tea strainer. So this makes me think it's a newer pot. So let me kind of back up a little bit. Back a few months ago, I found this pot. And this was basically determined to be Yijing clay. And I thought it was fake because the work was really not that good. But I took photos of it and sent it into the Yijing Marks Pottery Facebook group. And they informed me it was legit. And I sold it. I didn't sell it for a ton. I had marked it, I think, 49. I think I sold it for 39 to someone in China, which is really cool. So Yijing clay is really special because it imparts, it helps the tea to develop really good flavor. And it is very much sought after. Okay, so I was excited when I saw this, and the earlier one that I had found was from the early 1900s. So that was exciting. I think this is newer. I also am not sure if it's Yijing, so I put it up in the Yijing group. They've translated the bottom mark as to who they think the potter is, but so far I don't have it dated. And someone said that he thinks it's Xiaozhou. Oh, it's Chaozhou. Xiaozhou, which is near Yijing. There are different provinces in China, but the clay is different. And I'm not clear 100% on what is making him think this is Shaozu versus Yijing from a few pictures, because to me, the color of the clay, now granted, this in the light box looks just like that, light-wise. Online, the Yijing, a lot of them are darker. And so I was thinking, well, maybe he thought it was lighter, so that's why. So it's not clear yet if it's Shozu or Yijing. The difference, Shozu is not as valuable because it imparts a different flavor to the tea than the Yijing. And it depends on the kind of tea. So the Shozu, if that's what this is, they say is better for light, like flowery teas, or light, like a light oolong. The lighter teas, the flavors develop better in the Shozu and get more of a flavory, like the notes feel more balanced and everything feels very rich. If you try to do a heavier tea in this, they say that it doesn't develop out, like it's not balanced. It doesn't develop the deeper flavors. Whereas in a Yijing pot, the heavier teas will develop better and be more balanced, but the lighter teas get muddy. They don't do as well in Yijing. So it depends what kind of tea you drink, right? So if you like a light oolong tea, and if this is a Shozu pot, this would be the pot for that. So these pots are very much sought after, and it's something to definitely be on the lookout for. Now, you're not going to make a fortune, but you're typically going to find these things for $2 or $3. This particular pot was listed at $3.99. I picked it up. I think the last one was probably about the same. But the workmanship on this, I mean, these are all done by hand. The workmanship is phenomenal, right? It's beautiful work. Now, I don't know if that's stamped or if it's hand done or how that's done, but it's very precision done. And it's beautiful. And most people don't know what they're looking at when they see these on a shelf. So that's how I was able to find 2 of them in less than a year. So again, it's not worth a fortune, but it was $3.99. And, you know, I mean, the Shozu, if it's Shozu, it'll probably sell between 20 and 30. If it's Yijing, it'll probably sell between 30 and 40, maybe a little more. And I'm still waiting. I've got conversations going on with people that are in the group that identifies these various pots, and I'm still trying to learn exactly what I've got here. But it was really exciting. Okay, so now we're going to go to Friday night. So Friday night, I went to 3 different places. The first one was a Goodwill. And the first thing I found, it was pretty bare on the shelves, but the first thing I found was this little toothpick holder, and I put toothpicks in just to show you the size. Now, it's got some condition issues. The gold around the rim is worn. It's got a little tiny chip in the top here in the rim. This is Czechoslovakian glass, Czech glass, but it actually says made in Czechoslovakia. Whoops, the bottom here. I don't know if that's going to focus. But here's the cool thing. I don't know if you know anything about glowy glass or uranium glass or whatever, but this particular glass, this is my blacklight. And it's going to be really hard to see in the day here, but this sucker lights up. Okay, it glows green. Oops, go this way. It glows green. It's got a very, very strong green glow, which is hard to see with the daylight light. But if you put this in a dark room and you shine your black light on it, it blows up. So glowy glass sells really well. These things you can get on Amazon. Just a little tiny black light. I bring one with me when I'm out looking around. I didn't even think to check this, but when I searched it online, someone had called it uranium glass. I'm like, really? So when I got home, I tried my black light, and it sure enough lit up. But the flowers on that are really pretty. They're hand painted. It's just a pretty little piece. I paid $1.99 for it. It's probably only worth 12. You know, it's not 10 to 12, maybe 15. Not worth a fortune, but kind of a fun thing to have. The other thing I picked up there on the way out, I saw this, was a light switch plate holder with a sun. It is some sort of metal. It's enamel. I think it's enamel on copper. It's enamel on something. It's got the sun moon face, the positive negative at the top, sun thing. It's a 3 light holder, so it would go great on my wall there, my three little switch plate. It has been used. You can see around the screw holes, you can see a little paint worn, so it has been used. But this is from a company called, oh, I didn't write it down. I didn't write it down. It's Steel something. I looked it up before I came down here to do the video. Steel switches, steel something. And they're based out in the West, I think Arizona. I'd have to look that up again. But 12 to 18 on this. It may be a little more because it's a 3 plate. So the 1 plates with the thing above are selling around, they've actually sold around 12 to 14. So this may be more because it's got the 3 plate. But again, it was, $2.99. It was super cute. It was different. I like to pick up different. And then of course, the same Goodwill. I swear to God, they have a new Peggy Carr thing there every week. I found the Peggy Carr seashells bowl. This is their 11-inch bowl. It's a great time of year to find this. It's fused glass. We talk about Peggy Carr a lot on here because I seem to find a lot of her stuff around here, which is weird. So right now, the solds are all over the place, between $15 and $75, like literally all over the place. There's a plate with the same design that sold for $95. It was in a stand, so I think the stand probably contributed to it. But right now the listings on this are high. So the current listings are in the like 60 to 75. So I'll probably come in under that. The real solds, they're probably 20s and 30s on this one, on this size. So I'm not sure yet what I'm going to list it for, but I am going to come in under what our other current listings are because they're all so crazy high and none sold at that price. All right, then I went to another Goodwill, and I'm going to shout out Crazy Lamp Lady here. One of her recent videos, she talked about finding a cuckoo clock and finding the weights on a different shelf, or seeing the weights, not picking them up, then seeing the clock and going back to get the weights. So that helped me recognize what these things were when I saw them on the shelf. There was no clock. These things are heavy, by the way. There was no clock, but there were definitely the weights. And these are cast iron. I think it's bronze over cast iron. I mean, they're not in the best shape, but they're not in terrible shape. They say 1,500 on them. They are heavy. I think that's 1,500 grams, whatever that is in pounds. They have the place, the hole at the top to hang the weights. So they're counterweights for a clock. These are selling super well. They sell about $25 each. Definitely be on the lookout for those. So I did pay up a little bit. I paid $9.98, so they were $4.99 each. I paid basically $10 for the pair. I think the pair will sell between $50 and $60. So I'm I wrote 45 to 60. I'm pretty confident that those will sell quickly. So it's just a matter of getting them listed, getting them up. So that was super exciting. So then the most exciting thing. So my mom had sent me a coupon, thanks Mom, for Savers. And we happen to have a new Savers in our area that I hadn't been to yet. And I've been fighting it because I've been to the one in Rhode Island and it's eh. And then I went to Unique around here, which is the same company, and I find it very hectic. They don't clean their stuff. So everything's always dirty and gross, and it's just the quality of the merchandise hasn't been that great. So I was very reluctant to go to Savers. But I got this coupon, and I looked it up online. They were open till 9 o'clock. Our Goodwills close at 8. I was done at 7 and I'm like, you know what? I got a couple hours. Let's head over there. So I did. And I'm really glad I did. So I'm going to save my best stuff to the end because it's just so good. So I'm going to kind of tell you a little story and then show you some things. I sat in the parking lot, and in my head, I'm going, Murano and Glassy Baby, Murano and Glassy Baby, Murano and Glassy Baby. For some reason, it's just coming to me like, okay, we're going to find Murano, we're going to find Glassy Baby. Like, okay. So I go in there. I found some other things, and I was there for a bit. I don't know where to start. I think I'm going to start with the alabaster stone trinket box. I think this is potentially Italian. A lot of the listings have these as Italy. It is reflecting the ring light, but it is a painted stone trinket box, okay, with flowers on the outside. They say that it's cut from one piece of alabaster stone. That's what other listings have said. This is not in the best condition. There is some gold that appears to be applied, painted on, and that you can see that it's worn over here and over here. So the gold on top there has worn away. So it's not in the best condition. It is a vintage piece for sure. I paid $4.79 for this. I think the price is, or the value is probably 12 to 18. I think with the condition issues, we're probably just talking 12, but I had never seen anything like it. I thought it was cool. I picked it up. Okay, then I got my tie-dye shirt because I always have to find one. This is it's a nicely done t-shirt, actually. It's a men's V-neck. I think it's an extra large. I'll have to double check that. It's a Hanes shirt that was, actually it's a large. It's a large. It's a men's large, probably home dyed by someone who did a really good job. And I say that because it's on a Hanes tag. So anyway, I got that. I paid $2.39 for that. That's after my discount. So I think that's good. And you know, it'll sell what, 10, 12, 15, you know, something like that. I mean, tie-dye shirts, they don't sell as high as they used to unless they're really, really good. And then they can sell for a lot. The other piece I found, before I get to my really good finds, I found this amazing stained glass heart with tulips. It's beautiful. It's got no cracks, no chips, no nothing. It was a little dirty. I cleaned it up, and it's just beautiful. So these guys do pretty well, surprisingly. 20 to 45 on the solds on similar type things. I didn't see this exact one. I'm probably going to list this one around 45. We'll see how it does. Yeah, so I paid $1.59 for this guy. So I think that was a really good pickup. Okay, then just two more for y'all. So this one I cleaned up, and I'm sure that some of you may object to that. There was this thing on a shelf, and I was just like, oh. So it was black. Like, it literally was black. You could not tell there was a silver overlay. You could not tell that it was purple glass very well because it would basically just look black. I was really intrigued by the shape and the fact that it had its stopper. I thought that was really cool. And the price, I paid $4.79 for it, so it was probably $5 and change. So the stopper's good. I still could probably clean this up a little more, but I think I'm going to leave it. I know that there is talk about not polishing silver and not cleaning things that you find, leaving the patina on because that shows the age and that people appreciate that. This thing was black. There was no way to see, and I don't even know if you can see it with the ring light on here, but the design on here. I mean, there's a beautiful floral design on here. It's just gorgeous, and I wanted to see it. So I'm a little selfish. I cleaned it up because I wanted to see it. I wanted to know what this thing looked like when somebody actually originally bought it. And it is beautiful. There's I'm noticing now there's a spot where the silver overlay did come off or is worn on this side on the bottom. But this side is perfectly fine. Surprised I didn't notice that sooner. Anywho, when I looked it up, it says Venetian glass. There are some listings that say Murano. I don't know if this is Murano. I am going to post this in a Murano glass group and see if I can get some indication as to whether or not it is in fact Murano or just Venetian glass, or where it may have been created or when it might have been created. But I just think it's gorgeous, right? I mean, it's the coolest thing. So at least for me, who's not used to finding things like that at a thrift store. So I was just so excited. And then something compelled me to go back to the candles. I had looked there twice. I had looked through all the things on the on the shelves. There's the word. I had looked and I had looked because in my head I'm like, glassy baby. For some reason, the universe, the thrifting gods, whomever are screaming in my head, glassy baby, glassy baby. And I'm looking. And I went back and it was like 10 minutes till closing. And I'm like, okay, glassy baby, I know you're here. Let's find you. I literally did that. And I went shelf by shelf and I moved everything and I pulled things forward and I was literally going piece by piece. Nope, 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 right? It was a section, it was probably about this wide, probably about 6 shelves, 7 shelves, I don't know, a lot of shelves, and they were packed with things. And then I moved some things and I kind of parted some candles and it was like, oh, I found a glassy baby. It's real, y'all. So it's a fairly new one. The last one, I had found one, I think last year, and the last one I had found was an older one. So talk about glassy baby a little bit and why they're so important. So actually, if you were to remove this tag, it does say glassy baby in the glass. It also has this little, if you're going to be able to see it, this little, yep, you can see it, this little mark here. And I think it's called a Triskelon, Triskelon, I think that's right. So they talk about, and that's a fairly new mark. They talk about, with the older glassy babies, it'll be pre-Triskelon. This is not a pre-Triskelon glassy baby, it's newer. Right now it's showing as, it's still showing on their store, but it's showing as out of stock. So I don't know if it's going to be retired or if they're going to bring this color back. The color on this one is Looking Up. And if you don't know about glassy babies, so they started in Seattle, and I don't remember the year. I had it written down and of course left the paper upstairs. They started in Seattle when the founder was finishing her chemo treatment. And she started this as basically a way to raise money for other people that were dealing with difficult times. So they contribute a portion of everyone sold to different charities. And they do healing charities and even pets, but just people and animals that need support, basically. So they're beautiful. Each particular piece is touched by 3 to 6 glass blowers. So it's a team effort. They employ, as of now, their website says 60 glass blowers at a few different studios in the Pacific Northwest. They're just beautiful. And they're very, very well sought after, very much sought after. They are meant for votives or the tea lights. They have a specifically constructed base that can handle the heat without cracking. Obviously the shape is amazing. The colors are amazing. Each one has its own poem. So when I list this, I will list the poem that goes with it. Like I said, it's called Looking Up, which is a really good sentiment. And no two are exactly alike because they are each hand blown. So the last one I sold, I had listed at 69. I sold it for 60. The current rate on their site is 60. The current going rate on eBay is $60. So some people are selling them a little lower, some people are selling them a little higher, but they hold their value. Now, a couple things. Can you drink from this? You cannot. So I did some research on their website, went through their FAQs. This is not a glass. It is not meant to be a glass. It is not food safe. The particular things that they use to make the candle things are specific to candles. So these are not meant to be used for human consumption, okay? They're not meant to be eaten or drunk from. I know that grammar was terrible. Anyway, use this for candles. Don't eat or drink from them. Now, separately, they started a new line that is their glasses. They're different. They don't have this thick bottom. They don't have the sloping side. They look a little bit different. Those you can eat and drink from, but you can't burn a candle in them or they will crack. So anywho, this is a Glassy Baby. It is a legit candle holder, Glassy Baby. I'm very excited. These are, you know, the Bolo, the be on the lookout for. And it's my second one ever. And I may stare at it for a little while before I list it, but just really excited about this. It's kind of exciting. So anyway, I picked it up for $1.99. Actually, no, because I got the discount. Oh, and I forgot to show you a piece. I got it for $1.59. There we go, $1.59 on the Glassy Baby. And then this will be a little anticlimactic. This still has water in it from when I cleaned it. A little vase. I believe this is possibly Japanese. It's got some beautiful painted flowers on it. Not worth a fortune. I paid $1.99, $1.59 or $1.99 on this. I think it was $1.59. There's one listed right now for $9.99, so not huge. I want to say $8 to $12 on this. I do need to do a little bit of research and make sure that it is in fact Japanese and not Bohemian, but I think it is Japanese. So anyway, I'd meant to finish with my Glassy Baby, but remembered that I hadn't shown you that. So anyway, total value, $61, no, total spent, $61.03, total value, more than $400. It's gonna depend on a few of these pieces, you know, where they end up. But all in all, I'm so excited. Like, I don't know how I can top this. Like, I don't know how I can top this week. It was amazing. So thank you for coming along this little journey for me. I'd love to hear your thoughts, what you like, what, you know, what you're excited about, because I'm just over the moon excited about these things. Please like, please subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Please share. And thank you so much again for coming along for this ride. I mean, this is, I just feel like I've reached this pinnacle. It's like, how do I top this? Between this and the Murano and the Glassy Baby, the teapot. It was a good week. It was a really good week. Anyway, I'm mumbling. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. I will see you next week, and we'll see what we find. We'll see what we find out there this week. All right, take care. Bye.